What's up, YouTube? Getting back into Silksong, we've finished our 100% playthrough. You'll notice it looks a little bit weird right now. We're going to fix that shortly. The reason we have this new save is because I wanted to route out the sub 5 hour speedrun. I wanted to make one save in Steel Soul, beat the game in under 5 hours, beat the game in Steel Soul, then 100% the game in under 30 hours on Steel Soul, and get all the remaining achievements. Anyway, turns out 5 hours just isn't that hard of a time to beat, so the routing run just got the sub 5 hour achievement. Meaning we don't need this file anymore. We're not going to be going for speed completion. We're just going to be going for 100% Steel Soul completion in under 30 hours. First, though, let me load my backed up save from when this was actually a 100% file before I forget about that. Yes, that looks much better. We have a 100% save, 63 hours into the run. That should be my end of run save. I don't know why I'm in the Morrow at this point, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So we're going to get started on my second save, and that's going to be the Steel Soul run. Since we want to do 100%, I'm going to be playing this the way I play every Metroidvania on replay, which is speedrunning pretty much all of the movement upgrades and then just going through the entire game one zone at a time, getting pretty much everything. We won't have the void jump in that box, very, very little. And this time around, unlike last time, I will not be reading everything. I've already read everything. Ignore the stuff at the very start of the previous run that I didn't read. We're going to be going very, very quickly, editing down much more aggressively. Last time I was very concerned with trying my best to not edit out too much of exploration, because even if it was relatively mundane exploration, it helped to build the sense of where in the world I was and how I was exploring. This time around, I might just edit out an entire zone if, for instance, I think the Morrows isn't super interesting. Oh, hey, we can skip cutscenes. Let's get out of here. Let's get on with it. Act 1 is probably going to be this video. I expect that we can get through the Last Judge pretty quickly, and I will be going through Last Judge. I just don't want to deal with the Mist. I feel like I'm more likely to throw and die to Phantom, or to the Mist in specific, than anything in the Last Judge route. I forgot how awkwardly long you're unable to stand up. Any second now. Any second now. Guys, I think I've lost Steel Soul. Okay, good for getting up. I was like, oh, I might have died at the start. I didn't know that was possible. Also, things I didn't know about, I just never considered it jumping. There's a thing over here, and I think there's more stuff to the right of it, isn't there? Yes. There's this guy, which, I don't much want to die to him, so I guess I'll leave. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that, but he does exist, and I figured I'd show him off. Gotta be honest with you, I'm not enjoying the speedrun tech movement of constantly doing the down pogos. Partly because I'm not used to it, but also because I just keep trying to hit dash and it doesn't work. Do I need to kill these guys? Probably not. We're definitely not doing the Hunter's Journal, but I do want to kill one of every guy. Playing this with the level of control and finesse you'd expect out of a Steel Soul run, I say. Trust me, we've got this. It's going to be fine. And for anyone who's unfamiliar with Hollow Knight, I should explain briefly what is Steel Soul. If I die, the save is deleted, so we probably shouldn't die. Thankfully, there's some very clever things, not at all abusive game mechanics that we can do to prevent ourselves from basically ever dying. More on that later in the episode, because we will be getting that done immediately. We will be grabbing all of these moss berries, because we will need those to do a quest, because if we're doing 100% completion, we need to do every quest that rewards a tool, an upgrade of any kind, basically, so we do need the moss berries. Alrighty then, first boss of the game. And thanks to speedruns, I understand the tech for Moss Mother to make this fight much more enjoyable. Not necessarily a better fight, but a faster fight to be sure. And that tech is entirely, you want to fight it from the right side. Because if it dashes to the left, it's going to end up floating too high away for you to hit it. And by fighting it over here, it's just a much, much faster fight. Whenever you're ready, dude. Unfortunate. For a second, I was ready to have to explain on Moss Mother the quit out strats, but having mentioned them, I'll go ahead and explain it. At any point in time, if I'm about to die, I can pause the game and quit to the menu, at which point I will appear at full health at the previous bench, which is what you call a verified bitch strat and also 100% the safe way to play Steel Soul. So for most of this run, we'll be playing as though we have one less heart, and there is one tool in specific, the Fractured Mask, that makes that much better. So that's going to make our first goals pretty straightforward of getting the Fractured Mask and then completing Act 1 on our way to get the movement upgrades and start getting everything else in the world. The no dash movement tech. I am faster, but I am not enjoying this more than just holding left bumper. First gauntlet of the game. Buckle up, folks. I'm sure it's going to be an incredibly difficult one. If there are more of the basic flying enemies, I might actually have to worry. I remember being so bad at dealing with those my first time through the game. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I know there are more of them because I'm remembering that now, but like, I was real bad at the game, wasn't I? That's what I'm getting from this. And since that hits for 2, we're going to heal immediately. The little platform's making it real hard to pogo this guy. I like getting to see him in slow motion as his shell breaks. I never really knew what that guy looked like before. Wait, there's a path to the left there. Hold up. Oh, wait, no, I saw that a second ago. It just connects the zone a bit more. Anyway, let's go say hi to Sherma. I might be on a timer here, 30 hours to 100% the game, but you better believe I have a heart, and I am willing to spend a moment to talk to the best boy in the game. Hello, little man. Hoy, did you see it, Red Maiden? The Great Gate heard my song, and in its infinite and ancient kindness opened the way forward for us. What luck for us to meet at this moment. We can set off on the Great Road together. Or perhaps I'll tarry here just a little longer. I want to sing a song of gratitude to this noble gates. I'm Sherma, by the way. Just another humble pilgrim like yourself. I love this little guy. You sing a song of gratitude, my man. Don't want that gate feeling like it did all this for nothing. I'm not really sure what you're going for, but your heart's in the right place. Anyway, I might have a speed run to do, but every time I see Sherma, I will be stopping to talk to that man. First of many tools, the shard pendant. It's not useful for me, but hey, it's 1% completion. Hello, Chakra. I will not be talking to you properly today. I do need to talk to her every time I see her. I'm not going to be buying her stuff, though. You see, if you buy Chakra's quill, you permanently lock yourself out of getting a red or purple quill later, because if you don't buy this quill, you can take Trovios, which upgrades from red to purple in Act 3. Is that worth doing? No, but I'm still going to do it. And I don't need the map. I've got the interactive map on another monitor, so we're going to be ignoring the maps. We can do this the hard way. And I will be killing every single one of the enemies here because I think I'm going to need to farm rosaries if I want to actually unlock the fractured mask as soon as possible. All right, that's the elevator to Bone Bottom opened up for later. And just as importantly, the first spool fragment of the game picked up, which to my surprise came before the first mask fragment. And I figure just for my own sanity, since I'm collecting a lot of rosaries, I should buy the magnetite brooch now. And I guess I'll also pick up the crap metal while I'm down here. I'll need all of these too. And that'll be the first upgrade of the run. Although Silk Spear might barely count as an upgrade, it's still nice to have. It's certainly better than not having a spell. And quickly picking up our last Mossberry from this little guy, we can go turn that in for another % completion. We don't need to upgrade this. It turns out that if there's this thing that upgrades, it counts as 1% completion before and after upgrading. So we're not going to be getting the 3rd level of Druid's Eyes this run, since I don't really see a reason to run the damn thing. Still unsure exactly what my plans are in the late game. I originally really wanted to try out the Architect's Crest, but I think that might make less sense now with the nerf to its charge attack, but that's mostly for Flint's late interaction, so maybe it's still more than worth trying. I'm leaning towards Architects right now, but I don't know for sure what I'll be doing. And one very silly cutscene later, we've got the Druid's Eyes, or the Druid's Eye singular, I think, which, you know, it's 1% completion, can't be upset with that. Now it's for the most friend-shaped boss of the game. I like to think you're just saying hello and you're not trying to kill me right now. Probably not the way I should be hitting that. Definitely not the way I should handle that attack. You can get 5 hits on that. Probably worth throwing Silk Spears, to be honest. Oh, the bell attack. Yeah, no, it's Bell Beast. We're fine. We're not gonna die to Bell Beast. We're not that bad at the game. Should be phase transitioning soon as well, which is just a chance to get a heal off. Oh, no, it's not, apparently. It's fine. We're not gonna get killed by a bell. And that's the lesson learned for Steel Soul. If you get down to 1 health, no matter how easy it is, you will choke under pressure, so just quit out. It's fine. I'll be right back with you in another 20 minutes. We're just saving time. We're refining the early game so that we don't go over 30 hours. It's going to be like an 18-hour run. There's no reason to refine the early game. Let's look like slightly less of an incompetent idiot this time around, shall we? It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, imagine dying to Bell Beast. I don't think I even did that in my casual playthrough. Also, the one hit got in there leaves a little something to be desired. We can do this. Drop for bells. Still kind of impressed that I managed to kill myself. But it's better to learn my lesson early than late, right? Also, if I wasn't killed by anything, I think it's totally on brand for the thing that kills me to be the bell attacks that I just have been universally bad at reading for no good reason. Also, I would like the attacks where there's like actual punishes, please. Thank you. For some reason, I imagined in my head that would be enough to kill him. It's fine. Nothing sketchy happened there at all. Lesson almost learned. Should I have paused and quit out? I don't think I'd have been caught in his hitbox long enough to take a second hit, but that was precariously close to dead. We're going to be fixing that relatively soon within this episode, though. As it turns out, getting more hit points, more mask, and most importantly, the fractured mask to just have the clear point where if the fractured mask goes away, you quit out. That's going to help us a lot for avoiding death in the future. For now, I have to actually get good, and it doesn't look like I'm doing a great job of that, to be honest. One short trip to the web dimension later, we have a silk heart and a brand new friend. And in this timeline, I haven't to my rosaries yet, so we're going to briefly head back to the starting town of Bone Bottom and pick up the magnetite brooch. Not that you'll have to watch any of that, because by the magic of editing, this game plays much faster. And while I'm here, I'll pick up the Garb of the Pilgrim's quest so that I can just get that done passively. These other two, And that's one of many, many fleas saved. And one of many, actually, I guess the second of many, many craft medals obtained. It's only like 8 craft medals. It's like 40-something fleas, though. And the great big list of shit that we need to do, we need to come do a jailbreak real quick. Oh, this guy doesn't need to be killed. I guess he's 15 rosaries and a pilgrim shawl. Seems like a bad farm, but I've also never even seen one where the enemy was in the room with the bench. Does that respawn him? No, it doesn't. He's just still dead up here. Okay. Gonna have to think about it a little bit, but yeah, there you go, Grendel. You're free. I need this pen. I am kind of curious what happens if you never free Grendel, but I just assume he breaks out on his own, and maybe he leaves a note calling you an asshole and then takes the straight pen to sell at his shop for cash later. That's what my assumptions are, but I don't... Why am I talking to him? He's free. He doesn't need me to talk to him. It's not like he's gonna listen to anything I say. And we're finally to the deep docks. Though on your end, I imagine it hasn't taken all that long. I feel like I've taken a good hour to get there, though. But that's mostly on account of my untimely death, I suppose. And I made it to Deep Docks. That means we made it to the Deep Docks Bellway and freed another flea. And finally, we have another gauntlet. Although I don't suspect this one will be any harder than the last one, to be honest with you. Just don't want to deal with the bellboys too much. I imagine they're the harder enemies here. Oh, it's this little guy. I forgot this was even an enemy in the game. Pretty cute. Good try, boys. Turns out Silk Spear has their number. I like this guy a lot. I feel bad for the little simple man, but not bad enough to throw my Steel Soul run about it. That should be the bench unlocked before Lace, I think. No, this isn't the one before Lace. This is a different one. Oh, it's the one before Forge Sister. That's right. I may as well. I think I have enough rosaries and craft metal that I can buy. I don't know if I can get everything I want. I would like to buy the Sting Shard. Yeah, that's what it's called. And also the Magma Bell. That's 250. And I don't think I have enough to do both. I've only got 60 here. So what I'll do for now is I'll just buy the Magma Bell, because that's definitely going to get used. The Sting Shard's nice, but I mean, I have to donate a bunch of shards over the course of the run anyway. and I don't really feel like I need the Sting Shard, whereas this is just going to make a lot of bosses tremendously easier. Not even gonna equip the throwing knife, that'll just bait me into trying to use the throwing knife. And something that I didn't do until the very end of my first run, because I just didn't realize this room existed. I came here at the end of Act 3, I just never walked into this room for some reason. Which is wild to me. Alright, it's up top. Because you can do this without any platforming if you just have all the movement abilities. But you can also get away with just doing it normally by following the puzzle with no movement abilities at all, and get your mass shard very early in the game if you just remember to open the doors you find. It's kind of wild to me that I didn't get this one until Act 3. No, it's not a mass shard, it's a spool fragment. That's decidedly less valuable in my opinion, but oh well. At least it's doing something, and the mass shard wouldn't be. Also, is there a reason to break these? No, they're just a way to hurt yourself. Good joke. I believe this is one of the impressive ones that I have to raise up. I don't know. I thought it was, but it looks very normal to me. I don't know which of these benches are the important ones and which ones aren't, so I'm just gonna be paying for all of the benches, I guess. It's fine. I already planned to spend an hour rosary farming once I got decently into Act 2 anyway. Did not mean to walk into an arena here, but oh well. Nice jukes. Anyway, if anyone's wondering how well I remember deep docks for the intended path through your first time before you open all the side stuff, the answer is I don't. I don't remember it at all. All right, there's the bait for the throw. And easy enough arena. It's like I've learned the game during the first 70 hours or something. I'm very confident I died that my first time through. What I'm not confident in is why I've come here. Now, I might have gotten better, but I'm still an absolute sucker for walk off the edge, hit the spikes. I've not learned how to avoid that one bit. The game spawned me up here away from the spikes. Dude, are you sure you want to go back down there? Seems like you're having a bad time. I keep hitting X to open my map like there is a map to open. Okay, we're where we're supposed to be. This is the area with Dash. I did the right thing. You'd think, having watched a couple hours of speedruns, I'd have remembered that they did that arena, but no. It completely slipped my mind while I was there. I thought I was totally in the wrong place. Anyways, we get Dash, and we can finally move much more effectively throughout the world. I've been missing this one a lot. And with Dash, we can immediately go free the Flea. I guess I can just do it normally. I thought I needed a running start for some reason. But that is one Flea freed, one path open. This should be where I just was, right? Yeah. And I think there's nothing up here I really give a shit about, so let's go back down and fight Lace, which should be a lot easier than the Lost Lace and Lace 2 I've been fighting recently. Full health, full silk. Let's go, Lace. I've heard people theorizing that conducting the Moss there implies Lace might have freed you because she didn't want her mom to, take you over her, which makes sense to a degree. Don't mind me just being bad at the game. Oh, I tried to down attack and dash like an idiot. Ooh, that's just me not being good with the max range on this. Just gonna heal up here and dash immediately. God, Lace 1 is so easy by comparison to either of the other Lace fights. It's actually funny. I've been told that actually deals more damage than you would get from a normal stagger. This should be pretty close to over. Yeah, that's about right. Poor Lace 1, man. I spent an hour on that speedrun save just fighting Lace 2 and getting my ass handed to me. God knows I spent more than that on Lost Lace, especially when I was testing out other crests on Lost Lace. And then Lace 1 over here is like, I'm also here. I like Lace 1, I really do, but in terms of difficulty, it is so easy by comparison to both of the other Lace fights. Although I suspect Lace 2 isn't actually that bad. I was fighting Lace 2 with a +2 pin, no tools, and base mass shards. Probably wasn't doing me any favors. Also, this is the important one. That's what they look like. Now I know, but it's not like I can tell before I spend the money anyway. Anyways, on to the far fields, and I guess that means on to the fourth chorus. I was trying to know if there was even a boss in this zone. Fourth chorus feels more like a puzzle, and he's very skippable according to speedruns. Oh, actually, I do want to be killing these ants. I think these are probably one of the better early sources of rosaries I've access to, and they're not that hard to fight. Especially the bigger ants, this guy. Okay, I may have made some mistakes in regards to how I'm playing it so far. Does this guy have a move that hits for 2? Hold up. Should I be scared for my life right now? Man, someone in the comments is sweating bullets for me. It worked out. I don't know that I should be fighting at 2 health if I'm not absolutely sure that nothing's gonna deal 2 damage to me. Anyway, back to full, nothing sketchy happened, don't worry about it. Anyways, after farming the Hokers for a little bit, we have 25 flexile spines, and that is our poofy cloak obtained. And it's not my favorite movement upgrade by a mile, but it is one of the critical movement upgrades that we do have to pick up eventually. And we can go use it to style on fourth chorus real quick, I suppose. Of course, before we actually go fight the fourth chorus with this new upgrade, we probably should go do the immediately adjacent puzzle to pick up a mass shard, because there aren't that many in Act 1. I would really like to have my 6th mask before I fight the last judge. Not that I'm going to need it. I don't think the last judge is actually that hard, but we need to make progress on this. We haven't been getting a lot of them so far. Hello, Mr. Fourth Chorus. I wonder if the pin in its head implies the Pinterest is the one that put it down originally. Also, why is it so mad at me for getting a poofy cloak? What was the trigger for it being angry? Why are you hitting that platform? I'm nowhere near there. Probably should have swung up a little bit. I believe I just need to stagger it twice, and then it's going to create the little airstreams that I need. Honestly, I thought it was doing the crush attack. I wasn't paying a ton of attention. I don't respect this man. I can do this. I've missed an upsetting number of attacks so far. I believe that's just the end of the fight, because if I'm remembering correctly, oh no, it hasn't done it immediately. It should be pretty close to airstreams. I guess it's the 3rd stagger and I just misremembered. That was very dramatic. Okay, that should be the last one we need, right? Yeah, there we go. Good fight, buddy. Also, I have no idea what the fourth chorus is. I understand that it is made up of a lot of bugs. That's where the name chorus comes from. I just don't know the where or the why of it. Because Whiteward sounds like the place they would do this in, but Whiteward also doesn't sound like they have the tech to do this. Also, I like the architect. I don't want to put this on him. The first time I played through this area, I was always so terrified of doing that, and I would always jump off of them. And as soon as I like watched a speedrun, I was like, you can just jump, can't you? I don't even need to like get to the point where he does it. I know you can just jump and press the cloak at the right time, and you don't need to do all the weird platforming on and off that I was doing. I made it way harder on myself than it needed to be. Well, that's literally all of my money gone spent on benches and bellways like you do. Welcome to Silksong. Oh, what's that? Is it the best boy in the world? Hello, Sherma. Don't despair, pilgrim friend. Lift your sight and raise your voice. Have no fear, pilgrim true. Believing is a happy choice. Boy there, aren't these fields marvelous? And above us are the beautiful moors, where every pilgrim can fill their belly. These hot fields are a wonder indeed, but hunters prowl the long grass. Playing your instrument will only alert them to your presence. Well, then alert them I shall, for where many gather, great songs are sung. Godspeed, little bellboy. Do I have enough money left to open this door? That's fine, I've got money in my back pocket. So, something really cool I saw in the 100% speedrun, which I've only watched partially, but I had a great time learning this trick. You can break this asshole's door. Yeah, shut it on me now. I'll be back to buy all your shit later. I don't respect you. Charging me $30 every time I want to enter his house. What the hell, man? And with that small bit of vandalism done, I believe it is time for us to enter the Greymoor. There shouldn't be much left between here and there. I remember this being a lot harder when I was new and bad at the game. I don't think I have an excuse. I think I'm just bad. Oh, apparently that one's big enough to hit me at the height of my jump. I did not expect that. Well, lesson learned, I suppose. Let's go say hi to Chakra and then realize we're too poor to open the door. And also, let's go get Threadstorm. I like that ability a lot. It turns out there's even more to like than I knew about. But more on that when we actually get the ability. All right, Bird Arena, go. I forgot he can just drop that one of his attacks is simply stop flying. Should be fine here. They got a knife or something, so I know it's safe to be under you. Okay. First section done at full health. We should be totally fine. Even if I'm bad at fighting flying enemies, I've gotten better. Wow, that guy has a ton of health. I stand by using 2 spears on him. I thought the second spear was probably overkill when I was actually using the spear. Right, it's just another breather wave, although I guess it is a lot more bird. 50% more bird to be exact. So far, the only hits I've taken are from me jumping into them, though, which is pretty on brand for how I tend to fare with flying enemies. And this is the hard wave. The one where if I'm going to quit out, this is where I quit out. Just parries for days? Okay, we're fine. We got it. Stop it. Not quite enough to heal, but dealt with the arena. And that's probably the hardest part of Greymoor until I get to Morwing himself. Honestly, though, Morwing's not that bad. I think I first tried Morwing in my speedrun attempt, and I was shocked at how easy it was. Admittedly, he's been nerfed, but I think I was making it super hard on myself the first time I fought him. And it's just not that tough of a fight. Apparently the devs disagreed and the player base did as well. Otherwise you wouldn't be nerfed, but it still feels weird to me that that's the case. Also, in this timeline, I have forgotten to equip my magnetite brooch, so things have been slightly inconvenient for me. Well, I wasn't here to free the flea. I'm looking for something else, but I'll take it, I guess. All right, we finally made it to the top of Bird Hell. Well, we've almost made it to the top of Bird Hell. And that means we get Threadstorm, an actually very, very good ability. And it's better than I even thought it was in my first playthrough, because not only is it just an AoE centered around me that does a ton of damage, it turns out if you keep holding the button, or maybe pressing the button, I'm not sure which, it'll keep sending off the spell for like twice the duration and twice the hits, which is very, very good. I had no idea at the time. Okay, we finally remembered to put on the magnetite brooch. That should help us out at least a little bit. And we can get on with the Greymoors, having completed the bird section. Which should mean we're basically done with the Greymoors. It's not a very long zone, to be honest. It feels huge, but honestly, once you know where everything is, I need to kill these guys. I just realized this is a rosary farm location. It is efficient for me to kill them all and get the rosaries. Also, I need their cloaks. I totally forgot about that one. And I'm pretty close to maxed out on shards, so I probably want to go back to the first area. Nice death bell, buddy. I probably want to go back to the first area and turn in 200 shards just because I can. I thought that bell was going to bounce again and get me. This is not how I die, is it? There's only one correct play here. I'm gonna be a bitch about it, man. I don't have enough to heal. Bell guys are my worst nightmare. Congrats, buddy. You win. I'll go the long way around. Just imagine we're rosary farming, right? Feels slightly less terribly incompetent if you do that. It also guarantees, I think, that we get enough shawls here that we're able to finish off the quest. There we go. I knew there'd be a way to kill him that didn't involve him just throwing himself into the water to guarantee I don't progress my quest. Now, if we could just be slightly better at the game this time. Oh, the Magnetite Brooch is so nice. I've missed it dearly. There we go. There's our last shawl, which gives us plenty of reason to head back to Bell Bottom because we just maxed out our shards too. But first, we have to actually get to, what's it called? We have to get to the Bellway first. And that means we're going to do everything along the way there, so we have to talk to everyone in the halfway home for their quest as well. Oh, right, there's a gauntlet here. For what it's worth. I guess it's pressing it repeatedly then. Because that certainly did not go off multiple times. Or I thought I'd be high enough to get away with it. All right, let's stop doing that. I'm pretty confident this guy does not have 2 damage attacks. Is pretty confident good enough? I would never think he did if it weren't for the fact that I'm scared right now. See, everything's fine. Don't need to be a coward about it. Also, we have another detour with all these rosaries. It's time to go to Hunter's March before we go to, what's his name? Moorwing himself. So, let's unlock this Bellway and do some backtracking, however brief. We'll be doing way more backtracking next episode, because next episode, we're actually going to have all the movement abilities and be able to do something of worth with said backtracking. Right now, though, we're mostly concerned with just getting those movement abilities and getting through the game at a good pace, because we don't want to backtrack every area 4 times. We're on a hard time limit. Also, why bother? Just do it once. It's more fun that way. I just learned that if you press A during that cutscene where it takes you from place to place, it skips the cutscene. I've never even tried. I've watched it every single time, all 70 hours. Oh, I feel so stupid right now. We turn in the shawls. We get probably like a frayed rosary string or something. Nothing crazy. Yep. It's rosary necklace. That's much better. Volatile flint beetles. We do want to do that one eventually. I may as well pick it up now. Same with the fleas. There's just no reason to not to pick them up, I guess. I was being silly last time. And just because we're wasting shards right now, we definitely want to do bone bottom repairs. Actually pick up the shards we're finding. And I don't know if there's any real reward for this, but I just need to do, I think it's 17 wishes to get to Act 3 at all. So, with that done, let's head over to whatever my closest Bellway is for Hunter's March. That's probably the Marrows, actually. All right, step 1 of getting the Fractured Mask. Can we beat Big McLarge Man? You want to stay above him on the second hit. Ah, so it's not just safe to be on his head. We should be fine here. We're not fine here. Sit on the bench then. Try again. I didn't think he would just run at me. I've never seen him walk at me before. He normally jumps in the ground. Take 2. I was supposed to go under him. We got enough health, it's fine. Too early. Should be totally safe. Let's get out of there, please. Yeah, not even hard. Made it look real hard the first time, but it's not that complicated with dash, at least. How many shards do we even get from doing that? It's not worth the time, man. I feel like the shard economy in this game for people who actually want to use tools must really suck. All right, how good at the movement can I get at this? It's not that bad. I've got to say, I really like the movement through Hunter's March, man. I just wish there was more Hunter's March. That's the main problem. I can't tell you how many times I've hit X to open my map, only be greeted with literally nothing because I don't own a map. I think there's nothing else I care about. Nope. I can heal. There are spikes beneath me. He's flying at me. I'm out. Everything was fine until I didn't move quite fast enough to dodge the 2 damage spike trap. That shit's a problem. Also, note to self, there are 2 damage spike traps. Do not fucking walk around in there at 2 health. All right, I don't know if chakra helps you here if you have already done Lost Chorus. I think that's the trigger for her to not help you. Maybe it's entering Greymore. I'm not sure which, but I'm pretty sure I don't get chakra's help because of the way I've routed this. Wow, I was sure that was going to kill him earlier. Guess I'm not gonna be using spells. That's fine, I get my spells back here. You know, maybe I don't get my spells back here. Maybe I'm healing. I'm healing. Holy shit, I'm bad at video games. Okay, this is getting to be bad. Shit. Nope. Really struggling with this zone and kind of my dog shit skills of the game. Looking forward to having more than 5 masks because I basically am playing with a 1 mask handicap for safety reasons. Okay, this is like take 8 or something. I've done this so many times. Chakra can help you with this arena, by the way. I think the trigger for her not showing up is if you have done the Lost Chorus. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's either entering the Grey Moors or getting the Poofy Cloak or fighting Lost Chorus. Not really sure which of the lot it is, but something around that point in time. If you're gonna do this route in your Steel Soul, do this before you do the Poofy Cloak segment. You will live to regret it if you don't. This is so much easier with chakra, goddamn. All right, I've made this pretty close to dead at this point. Okay, we got a good heal. Okay. I thought I'd be able to do more than that in multiple fronts. I'm just very bad at fighting the little ants, and it's really causing me problems. Speaking of 2 little ants coming up stat. In case you're wondering what I was doing there, I was trying to cast Threadstorm, only to realize that I don't have the mana, or the silk rather, for Threadstorm. Just going to heal. This is not a hard one. I honestly think this is one of the easier ones we have to do. Somehow, despite completely misreading these guys, I came out of that with no damage taken. Okay, that should be an easy dub from here. It's just this guy. I kill him constantly on my way here. Like, I've actually finished the Hunter's Journal entry for that guy. That's how many times I've killed him running in. 2 times per loop. We're done. We're finally fucking done. Okay. We've got the bench in Hunter's March. Truthfully, I don't know that I want to sit here. That doesn't seem like a good thing to do, if I'm being real with you. I'm just gonna go to the guy that is the whole reason I came here. We're gonna do this instead. I can't believe I missed this merchant my first time through. I think any sort of invisible wall like this, where it's not breakable, so there's not feedback for hitting it, but it's also not at ground level, really got me. I think I missed that multiple times. I thought the platforming segment to get to this guy was a little bit harder. He does not speak my language. Well, regardless, he speaks the language of rosaries and currency, and I need the fractured mask very badly. I guess I'll buy the curved claw while I'm here. I know there's another way to get it, because I didn't buy it from him, but I had it in my previous run. I would guess maybe Grendel sold it to me. He tends to scavenge stuff, but I have no idea. Is there anything else here I need? Let me check my interactive map. Yeah, there's a memory locket here. I'll go grab that and then get out of here. I'm not going to be doing Savage Beastfly. That sounds like masochism. There's no reason to fight it now. But the memory locket right in front of Savage Beastfly sounds pretty easy to get. Oh, also, I forgot. I need to talk to Chakra in all the zones. And Chakra, I hadn't found in Hunter's March just yet. Also, if you could have helped me with that arena, it would have been greatly appreciated. Wait, no, it's just over here. And that will help me out at least a little bit. What I'm using it for yet, I don't know. I suppose just immediately putting it into Hunter's Charm, which I'll be using for the foreseeable future, is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And while I'm here, I can't help but notice I'm not that far away from at least one of the flint beetles, so sure. How's this guy work again? He seems just moderately annoying to fight. Ah, right. It's not that he's, like, difficult, it's that he just moves a lot and constantly chips me for one. We seem totally fine, though. He's not, like, super tough. Yeah, easy. Although I very nearly managed to die somehow. Also, where am I? An area I haven't explored yet and don't intend to explore for quite some while. I'll be back to finish that quest much later. And I'm gonna go ahead and use some of the rosaries I've picked up to get up to 300 and buy this mass shard. Just seems like a sensible thing to do. Now, I don't think I can actually get another mass before Moorwing, but I will quickly check my interactive map, see if I'm missing anything. But I think it's just time to go progress Greymoor and fight Moorwing himself. There's just not a lot of super early mass shards you can even get. To my knowledge, based on what I'm seeing, I don't think it's possible to get your 4th mask without buying the simple key at this point in time, and I'm not about to start farming. So, I will be getting that 4th mask later. The 3rd mass shard's not too hard. I can just go to the wormways instead of using the simple key. I can just go down and get a secret mass shard. That's not too hard. But I'm not seeing a way to get the last one. I think these guys got nerfed. If I remember correctly, I saw a Reddit thread saying they used to deal 2 damage and they no longer do, except for like one of their attacks. Which is nice, but not super important. And I think this is where I want to be. Yeah, this is where I want to be. Do I want to get the Reaper Crest now? I don't really have a reason to be honest. Honestly, it sounds like a kind of inconvenient bench to get, since it's going to save my position there. Really struggling with basic enemies here. I mean, it's flying, so that's just on brand for me. It's right here, but genuinely, I don't want the Reaper Crest. I just want to go fight Moorwing. I'm not doing that. And because I'm not convinced I'm beating Moorwing first try, I'm not using the Reaper Crest as a bench effectively when it saves my position. Instead, this time I'll go right and open this path, whatever that actually means. I know there is a path here. I just never used it in my first run. Oh, those things might have stuff in them. They don't. Cool. Lore. Sick. Very helpful. Not today, Bear Trap Man. I thought I'd be able to jump over him. Suspect that's not the direction I wanted to take. All right, maybe today, Bear Trap Man. Maybe today. This should be the one that's like right next to the Bellway, correct? Yes. Not exactly a bench. Honestly, it's probably easier to go there from, what's it called? The halfway home, right? This sounds like an awful way to get anywhere. The halfway home run's not great either, but the alternative is like running through that underground area, which I hate. Let's just first try Moorwing and have it not be a problem, right? That seems like an easy solution. Need to be a bit higher when I'm trying to hit him in the head. This is fine. Yeah, he's just not bad at all if you're not being an idiot and trying to pogo him. Ow. And that only hits for 1 now. What a chump. Let's just heal now. Yeah, this has been actually very easy so far. Oh, perfect. The most elegant finish. We got him, though. And I think I'm going to call it here for part 1, having gotten all the way to Bellheart. I was hoping to, like, make way faster progress than this, but it hasn't been super fast, I'll admit. But getting to Bellheart's a pretty good halfway point for Act 1. And next time we'll probably wrap up Act 1 and move on to Trobio, get the grappling hook, immediately go to Mount Fae, get the double jump, and we can start actually full clearing the zones of all their collectibles and really getting our upgrades going. But for now, I think that's quite enough for a part. It's so funny to first try Morwing after spending like legit at least 5 attempts, maybe 7 or 8 on that stupid ant arena. But for now, I think this is a perfectly fine bench with no ominous undertones whatsoever. I'm happy to end it here. We got our fractured mask, we made it to Bellheart. Good enough for a part 1 to Steel Song for me. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful night.